Hi, we are going to start today's art class, so you just need to set your space up and get ready to go. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining today. And we will start very, very shortly. Hope you've got all your equipment set up. You need a pot of water, you need your paintbrush, you need pencil. We're going to start with drawing. Then you're going to need a couple of pieces of paper, a palette with some paint on, like so, and your equipment. Yay, thank you, Kim. So excited. Okay, I'm going to set you up on here, onto the camera. Just going to give it a couple more minutes. Thank you for all being patient. So this ice cream pop doll, I started doing pop dolls about 4 or 5 years ago now. And it's a character, and then we're going to be making a waffle dress on your character and some ice cream. In the ice cream, we're going to be learning about texture and how to create lots of texture within the ice cream. And the waffle dress, we can do all different shapes and sizes. We're going to be doing colour, we're going to be doing drawing first, then going on to painting. So today's class. It doesn't matter if you don't have the exact colours, so don't worry about that. We're going to improvise with colours, so don't worry. You just take any colours you have. And if you don't have colours with you today, you can always come back and you can colour it in another time. If there's any colours you don't have, we can always mix them and make them afterwards. And I'm going to want all your feedback afterwards, so I can, after we've done this art class, I can have a look at your work. You can send it to me and we can talk about technique, what you've done and how you've done it. So I want to see as many artworks as I possibly can afterwards. So ping them over to me and I will be available after this class to go through with you how you've done and how it's all going. So just a couple more minutes, give it one more minute. Thank you everyone for being patient, and then we're going to start the class. The art class will they usually last about an hour, but I'm going to try and shorten it. If they do run over, we can always stop the class and then we can redo it tomorrow or another day. So the art class is about 40 minutes. Yes, you can use marker. Yep, you can use marker pens, definitely. It'll give a different look, but it's a great method to use. No problem if you have to leave early, Izzy. Sure, markers is fine. You can definitely use marker pens. But start off with the pencil if you can. Fab. Okay. So we're nearly ready to start. I want you to start with your pencil and a piece of paper in front of you. And to start with, okay, is everyone ready? If you're ready, give me a thumbs up and we can get started, everyone, if you can. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Okay, let's get going. So, start with your pencil and your paper, and this is portrait, which is upways, and landscape is across. we're going to start, you can start anywhere you want at the moment. I'm going to start with landscape. And we're going to start with drawing 3D shapes to create our ice cream pop doll. So I want you to take your pencil and we're going to draw a... Okay, this is what we're going to be making as we go along. To start with, we're going to be creating shape and form. We're not actually going to be painting this. We're going to do some warm-up techniques. So I'm going to start with doing some warm-up techniques. So we're not actually going in for the real thing. So you can always, if you've only got one piece of paper, you can always work on the back of where you're going to be working on. So let's start. We're going to try and create this cone-like shape. So we're just going to start with your pencil and we're going to create a circle like so. And then you're going to do a point at the bottom here and you're going to draw one edge of your circle down to the point and the other edge of your circle down to the point, creating a cone. So this, when we flip it upside down, is going to be the cone for the dress in the cone of the cornet. Then we're going to do this top bit here. So we're going to create another little circle, a point, and we can join up the side to the side, like so. And then obviously for the ice cream balls, they're just round. And we're going to try and create this, the chocolate wafer, not wafer, the chocolate, what's it called? Like a wafer, like the chocolate wafer. So we're going to do a square, which is like a diamond shape. So create a diamond, like a square. And then we're going to, from each corner, we're going to go down the same amount from each corner. They all have to be the same length. And then we're going to join up our boxes. And this creates the chocolate flake, the 99 flake. So then we can obviously add in the chocolate afterwards. You don't have to do this part, but you can see how it comes to shape. And it will be like a chocolate flake. So these are little exercises which you can pre-do before we go into actually doing our drawing. Obviously with the cherry on the top, it's just a round ball. And then you can create your little cherry on the top. If you do 2 lines as thinly as you can next to each other, and then at the top, do a little circle. And then you create a little tube-like artwork. And this is the pre-drawing. This is just practice. We're just practicing our drawing before we go into doing our main artwork. So let's do some more 3D objects, just because. So we're going to do a circle. You're going to go from one end of your circle upwards, the other end of your circle upwards, and then you can draw a half of the circle on top. And that creates like a tube, like a tunnel, and you could actually draw a line going through and an arrow can run through that tube. So here we've created a few 3D spaces to start before we go into our artwork. So once you've done these and you've had a little play, take your paper to the side and we're going to start by doing the actual drawing. So turn your paper portrait ways up. So I've got, as you know, my style, or those who do know, those who don't know, I do the face first, and then the neck, then the arms, and then the hands. And it's quite a specific style which runs through a lot of my work all the time. When I start an artwork, I've got the full piece of paper in front of me. I'm not going to just do the girl here, so it fits here. You're going to use your whole piece of paper and really look at the space and form around the work as well. So as you can see in the one I've done, you've got nice shape edges around the edge, and you're looking at the negative space, which is the space which isn't the artwork, and the positive space, which is the art itself. So we're going to start with a head. So we're going to go about 1/3 down, a little bit more down, and we're going to do a little circle, an oval shaped circle. Okay, so here we have done the shape for the face. So it's like an oval shaped face. Always have a rubber to hand, just in case it goes wrong, which it usually does. And don't be scared of rubbing out. This is only the underdrawing. Then let's go in for the neck. So we're going to go down with the neck, down with the neck. 2 lines down, just a bit shorter of the head. And then we're going to take it out for the shoulders. So from the bottom of the right-hand side of the neck, you're going to go out. Okay, so that... Okay, if you've got too many comments on your screen, if you just tap on your screen, the comments should disappear. And I'm going to actually move the artwork up a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, if you're getting too many comments, just tap the screen and it will the work will disappear. So you should have your sorry everyone, you should have, let's get back to it, your shaped head, your neck shape, a line coming out to the right, a line coming out to the left. Then we're going to make triangles as the arms. So we're going to come out to here and then back into the hips. And the same the other side. Try to make it as balanced as possible. So we're going out and then back. And then from here, like under the armpit, we're going to go in, not all the way, don't go all the way to the elbow. And then from here, go here. Same again, the other side. Into here. Okay, mine are a little bit ski width, so I'm going to actually use my rubber. So don't be scared to use the rubber. I'm always rubbing things out all the time, making mistakes. It's important to make mistakes because that's the only way we learn. Hi everybody who's just joined us. If you want to join in our art class, we've just started. So you need a pencil and a piece of paper and a rubber. Okay for you. So you've created one line at a time. So I don't want all this. It's got to be very, very clean, crisp shapes, please. So that line can come out. So we've just got one line. Nice, strong line. And then we're going to add our sauces and we're going to add our dripping paint drips. So let's let this one, I'm going to take the end ice cream, I'm going to let it drip. So a drip will pour, okay, I'm going to give a little bit of catch-up time. So just to go through it, we've done the head, the neck, the arms, little hands popping out, nice shaped hands. Then we've got our waffle dress. I've actually forgotten to do the little lines on the waffle top, which you can add in, like so. So you've got your waffle dress with the little dots around the edge. You've got your ice cream balls, one behind the other. Nice solid shapes. And your page should be filled, not too high to the top, and make sure you've got lots of nice space around the edge. And then we're ready to go on to doing our drips. So you come over the top of the ice cream and the drip is going to pour down here and then it's going to have like a little drippy on the end and then up like so. And then let's create another drip the other side. So this time we're going to make a sauce. I've made a strawberry sauce. You can do chocolate or strawberry. If you can do chocolate or strawberry depending on if you've got red or brown paint with you. So let's just do a little sauce. So the sauce sits on top of the ice cream balls, as so, and they're going to drip down here. Lovely sauce, strawberry sauce or chocolate sauce dripping off of the ice cream girl. And then we've got our chocolate flake. So like we did in the practice round, you're going to draw a square here. Like so. And then you're going to join your edges and it's going to press into this ice cream. going to do a wiggle one side, wiggle another, and this is going to be wiggled here, wiggled there, and actually here as well. And then you can rub out your lines in between, and there you have your chocolate flake. And if you want to add your cherry on top as well, which I do, I'm going to put my cherry placed on top here. It's going to sit into the ice cream, so a tiny bit's going to be cut out of my circle. So he's just tucked in there. And then up 2 lines and draw a little circle on the end of your cherry, so it looks 3D. And there we have our beginning drawing of our pop doll. So how's everyone doing? Is there any feedback or anything? Just leave a comment and I will get back to you. I think she needs an accessory, don't you? I think she needs an ice cream handbag. So let's create a handbag for her. So we're going to do one strap that comes over the shoulder and one's going to go behind her. So let's draw in her strap. Make it quite a straight line. It's not going to be a wiggly line because it's taut. So she's got a strap that hangs down here. And then behind her, we're going to have the second strap which comes down. And I want to give a shout out to Daisy, because I can see that it's going well with you, Daisy. Thank you for joining today. So we're going to do a line that goes down to the front and one that goes around the back. Don't go in the arm. So don't draw across there because it will cut in front. And then let's draw an ice cream ball on the end. You could do a little clasp. Should do a little, do you know what? Let's do a cherry clasp. 2 little balls and then a little cherry. It's really cute. And actually we can give her cherry shoes if you like, or ice cream ball shoes. So let's go. If you need to take your time, you can always go back. There's always a rubber you can use. If you want to now rub anything out, here's the time to do it because I'm going to give you a minute. So if you're Izzy, if you need to redo your ice cream heads, rub them out. Or if you don't have a rubber at hand, just redraw them nicely and big over the top. So you can see these big ice cream balls. Because we're going to go over it in paint anyway. And then let's finish our shoes on shoes. You can always go back as well and redo it. This can be your trial run if you don't like the final thing. You can always redo this class as many times as you like. Okay, so we should have her nearly completed. Let's do a few little lines. Okay, the legs, my legs are never, they're usually like little sticks. So you can start from one side, 1 line down, 1 line down, and 1 line through the middle. So they're kind of like fake legs. They're obviously not real. So let's just rub these bits out. Okay, can you see my legs have gone like this? Like 2 little lines, like an arrow. So go from one side, down to the point, the other side, down to the point, and then 1 through the middle. And we're going to paint those the same colour as your skin tone. Always on my artworks as well, I like them to feel like they're standing and not floating in the air. So we're going to draw a little line on the bottom. It just gives them weight, so she looks like she's standing in a space. And then obviously you can add like little things in. You can add your dog in, or, you know, some grass or a tree, depending on how you're going. Okay, so that should be your drawing. This is the first stage. Just a quick fun fact, in the Royal Academy, they used to make students draw for 6 months, just drawing. They weren't allowed to pick up the paint, and then they went on to the painting. So when you've got a good, strong painting, you should always have a good, strong drawing behind it, unless it's not an abstract. but drawing is like essential to any painting because it gives you, you know, it gives you barriers and it makes you really focused on what you're doing. So you should all have your lovely drawing in front of you. Okay, now is everyone ready for the painting? We're going to take our palette, like so. Put it here. So if you don't have the right colours, do not worry. We can do them any single colours we like. You can improvise with colours, you can do other colours. But I've picked the colours that I've got inside my artwork. If you tap on your screen, Abby, I can see your message come through. If you give a tap on your screen, then the messages will stop and then you'll be able to see the full screen. Let me know if that's worked. And if all the messages will disappear. Okay. So we're now ready to paint. So I've got with me a white and a black, which are kind of essential, but obviously if you don't have these colours, do not worry. A nude, and then I've got all the colours for the ice creams. If you don't have, we're going to be using black, white and brown now, and a yellow. If you don't have these colours, you can just use another colour and it will tint the artwork a different colour, but it will look really cool anyway. It will look quite pop arty. So we're going to be doing the ice cream cone, and pick your pencil back up. Before we start doing the painting, we're just going to draw a line down the middle, as wiggly as you like, where the cone meets. It's like the line cone meeting of it. And on the edges, you can just make it look like it's split by putting in a little dent. Okay, so let's start. So make sure your brush is totally clean and you've got a nice big clean pot of water in front of you. I love this sound, tappy, tappy, tap. I'm always tapping away. Okay, so let's start with doing an undercoat. So we're going to take your brown, wash it down with water. So it's quite thin. You can use acrylics or water-based paint and you can make them very, very thin or very thick like this. So they can be put on very thickly or very thin. We're going to be using this thinner version. So take your very watery paint, mix it in so you've got a lovely water texture. And we're going to do a wash. A wash is like a very watery wash over the top of our cone. Like so. Okay, then we're going to take a little bit more paint and make it a little bit thicker. So add some paint to your water or create a new space on your palette so you've got a bit thicker paint. When you use your brush, you only use the tip of your brush. And make sure there's plenty of water on it so it's not all clogged up. It's quite smooth when you run your paintbrush along the paper. So we're going to now go where we can see these little squares. We're going to just draw on inside the squares. So in the squares, we're going to draw squares and don't go exactly to the edge. So I hope this is making sense. So we're going to take the squares that we've got and we're going to draw inside of them, leaving space around the edge so that we create these little squares inside of our lines that we've drawn. Try and keep it as neat as possible and make sure they don't touch each other. But they will run a bit, like this is the texture of a paint, this is what happens with the painting. They're not going to be perfect squares. So if everyone's enjoying the class, can you send me some love so I can see? Send me a thumbs up. If you don't have the colour brown, you can always mix a green and a red together. Wait, let me just check that is brown. Just do it, I think. Yeah. You can mix green and red to create a kind of brown and a tiny bit of black. Just see really quickly. Yeah, so you can create your own brown by mixing. As you can see, I've got some green and some red and a little bit of black. I can actually use that colour now to create your own brown. Okay, so keep filling your little squares out, everybody. Hi everybody from everyone from the UK and everyone from Ireland who's joined our class. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so nice lines. Here we go. We're creating this waffle shape. And they should look like they're wrapping round as well. Okay, once we've done this, you should be nearly finished, but don't rush. We're going to let this section dry for a bit and we're going to start working on other sections. Can you see I've gone totally out the line here with my brown, so I'm going to create my own, I'm going to redraw actually. So you can improvise. Okay, so I have finished the first section of my waffle dress. So you should have something that looks like that, like a zebra. So wash your brush thoroughly, and then we're going to create the skin tone. So if you've got the colours, if you don't have the right colours, you can use something crazy, like use a pink, use an orange, use a blue. You can use whatever colour you like. So if you want to create darker skin tones, you can use the dark brown, you can use the black, you can use the peach colour. So I'm going to make it a little bit, I'm going to make it my colour with a bit of a tan. So here we go. Then we're going to take our skin tone colour, whatever it is. As I said again, if you don't have the right colours, use a totally random colour. And we're going to start painting in the face first. Go down the neck. Try and keep in the lines. I just went a little bit out there, but it doesn't matter so much. Nice and steady. I also, when you've finished your artwork, I'd like you all to send me a photograph, either repost your artwork or share it in your stories, and I will reshare it on my Instagram, and I'm going to see how you're doing, and I'm going to give you some tips if you want them on how your artwork is. So nice in the edges. Let's get that skin tone all done. And the legs as well. Here we go. Okay, once you've done that, wash your brush thoroughly. and we're going to start with doing our ice cream. If you've got enough paint, I want you to really use your paint thickly. So I don't want watered down colours. I want big, big blobs of paint put onto your artwork. So let's start with a lovely yellow. But you can use whatever colours you want. So I'm going to literally grab the paint like this. And I'm going to splodge it on. Oh, it's so fun doing this. It's like baking a cake. And you really put it on thickly onto your artwork. So pick it up with the brush, make sure it doesn't drop on, splodge onto your paint, onto your paper. And on it goes. Lovely, lovely thick paint to create that texture of the ice cream. And you can, if you zoom it round into like a circle, you'll get those circle kind of shapes. Okay. Put a bit more on there. It will take a while to dry as well. So just leave it to the side afterwards. And make sure your hand doesn't smudge in your art now. Okay, let's get my pink. So we're going to now colour in all of the ice creams. Ooh. Get this on. Here we go. Nice thick paint. Okay, if you're enjoying this, can you send me a little heart or send me a little thumbs up to let you know that I'm doing okay? Because it's really weird teaching this end, because usually I have people in front of me and it's like virtual. So let me know that you're doing okay the other end. So really lovely, lovely thick paint on there. Wash your brush really, really well after each use. You can always use a bit of tissue to wipe the end of your brush as well. And then let's go on to this blue. I'm going to mix my blue with some white and some yellow to make chocolate chip. My favourite. Mint choc chip ice cream. Ooh. Here we go. Ooh, look at that colour. Isn't that gorgeous colour? And then I'm going to put that on here. Really lovely, lovely thick. Keep picking that paint up. When you show me these later, I want to see that these balls are thick, thick paint. And then if they slightly touch, it doesn't matter. Okay. What did you say? I'm just sending a big hi to all the younger viewers here. I know we've got adults and children. So hi to all the children, everyone who's getting involved today. Thank you. And to all the adults as well. Okay, so can we see this drip? If you get the paint, really get it on the end of your brush and we create this lovely, lovely drip that goes down here. And it can go a little bit around there as well. Okay. Wonderful. Next colour. If you pick a different colour for every ice cream, and if you don't have enough colours, just make sure two aren't the same next to each other. Or they could be, but I recommend them not to be. Do an orange. This is art, and you don't have to put any pressure on yourself whatsoever. It's just fun to do. It should just be fun and enjoyable. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just enjoy it. And you never know how it's going to turn out. If it's not perfect, it does not matter. You can always redo it, or you can start again. So for the mint blue, I used a bluey turquoise colour already. It's like an aqua blue with a yellow and a little bit of white. So for the turquoise, if you use a blue, quite a lot of yellow and a little bit of white. Blue, a little bit of yellow and some white. Okay. There we go. You can always experiment. If you leave one blank or leave a few blank, you can always experiment with different colours. You can order some more colours online or find some other colours to fill it in later. Okay, let's let's do green. You can choose whatever colours you like. It goes. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching this, by the way. It's so lovely to be able to teach like this. And this is the first class I've done live. So there will be many more if everyone's enjoying themselves. So I'm going to be posting a lot more classes up and going live more often. You can always kind of try it. Should we try and mix some colours together and see what happens? I'll go first so I can be the guinea pig. So let's take a 2 colour like this. Let's try seeing what happens here. Ooh. Get like a marble effect. I've just gone over my cherry. Never mind. Okay, and the last one. Chocolate colour. Don't be afraid to experiment and don't be afraid to do whatever you like. Just really just go for it. This is about just taking a step and just enjoying it. Really thick. Oh, I love chocolate ice cream. Ooh. Here we go. Dark chocolate ice cream. Like, see, that bit's gone into the other blob. It doesn't matter. And then while we've got our brown, if you can all just stop for a second painting the balls and take a brown colour or do the mix of colours, which was the green, the red and a little bit of black. We're going to paint our chocolate flake. So take the brown and if you paint the whole flake, quite thin, not the thick colour. I'm using acrylic paint, but you can use any kind of paint you like. If you've got water-based paint, they are System 3 acrylic paints. Even poster paint you can use, or any kids paint. You can use any paint you like. Okay. And then we're going to take a little bit of black, mix it with the brown, and we're going to do one side with the darker colour, like so. So it gives it a bit of depth. And then wash your brush, take a little bit of white. And we're going to do some white on the top in a squiggle line. And a little bit down one side. And over the whole thing. And a bit more brown. There we go. There we have our flake. And then we're going to do our cherry as well. So nice red cherry. If you want to continue doing your ice cream balls now, you can. I'm just going to paint the cherry while I've got the red. So for the cherry, we're just going to do a red cherry when you've done it. And while I've got my red, I'm going to do the strawberry sauce. Just going to sit here. Like so. Okay. And then let's do my handbag as well. Put the handbag in. It would take a good few hours to dry everything, but you can let it dry on the side, and then we're going to actually come back to this, I think, because we're going to have to do 2 layers. You can also frame this artwork afterwards if you like. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you should have your cone, your figure, your ice cream balls are really, really textured. I want you to really make these strong textured. I'm going to get you all to send me them afterwards because I want to see this. You're going to have your chocolate flake and a strawberry or chocolate sauce or a coloured sauce. Then you're going to have your bag painted. Little cherry feet can be painted in now. And do you know what? I think, everyone, if you don't mind, we're going to stop soon so that we can then next class do a layer over the top of this to give it more of a 3D effect. I know you want to finish now, but this has got to dry and I don't want you to ruin it. If you're going to do anything now, you can just paint in the glasses. So let's take some black. So my pop dolls are famous for their heart glasses. So you're going to paint in some black hearts, like so. Nice glasses go in there. Ta-da. And actually, while you've got the black, if you just do a line underneath the feet and just go out to the side, really thin line. You can always get a little bit thicker later to create the shadow. And I actually always do a squiggle on the feet, like a little squiggle, like that. So it gives her some weight to stand on. So yeah, if you could all stop there because we've already done, how long have we been running? Everyone, can you see me? Is it paused or is it back on? Oh, okay, it's back on. So if you could take your palette and put some cling film over the palette, it will keep your paints till tomorrow. So take a sheet of cling film, stick them over the palette airtight. You'll be able to save your paint, rewash your brushes, oh, hang on a second. Oh, can you hear me, everyone? Yeah? Okay, so if you clean your brushes thoroughly, Really, really clean them thoroughly. Clean your water. Keep the palette. Cling film that. Keep this safe to the side. And we will continue tomorrow at 11 o'clock to finish our pop doll. Finish our ice cream pop doll. I hope you enjoyed today, and send me in your artworks. I'll have a look at them. Any questions, DM me, let me know. We can do a question and answer session. Let me know what you think. I want to see an image now, and then I can show you how to go forward. We're going to continue tomorrow. Tomorrow you will need a black pen as well, and your paint again. Save your paint. Thank you everybody for taking part today. We've also got lots of lessons on YouTube, and I'll be posting a lot more. So if you could subscribe to Charlotte Posner on YouTube, that would be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely day. I'll just say hello and goodbye properly, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. I'll just say bye. Okay, so this is my setup here. I'm in a room. Let me just say hi. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining in today, and we will continue tomorrow. Thank you, and send me your artworks and I'll have a look at them. Bye.